Sunday Roundtable has assembled. We're joined by Democrat political analyst Marianne Marsh and Republican political analyst Rob Gray. So we just heard from Congressman Keating. Did he make a convincing argument against sending fighter jets to Ukraine and against a no-fly zone, Marianne?
He did. I agree with him. But that said, we need to do absolutely every single thing we can to provide them with the weapons, ground launch missiles, anti-aircraft missiles on the ground as well to take out all of Russia's fighter planes. I am heartened by the fact that literally every Russian soldier who jumps out of a plane, one of two parachutes don't open. So that helps too.
Rob?
I think the congressman could show a lot more that he cares deeply about Ukraine by criticizing the president. The United States has taken half steps on sanctions. We've sanctioned 0 of the Navalny 35, the oligarchs who are closest to Putin. Biden just did the oil ban this week. Biden is not banning transactions by Russian banks related to energy until June 24th. The U.S. could be doing what Marianne says, but they could also be doing more on sanctions. And Democrats need to speak out against their president on this.
Diamonds, seafood, and vodka. Does that make a difference?
No, not enough. I mean, I agree with Rob. We could be doing much more quickly because nothing so far is holding up Vladimir Putin. And the harder we push, the more desperate he gets. This is the end of Vladimir Putin. We've got to take him out.
The president could have gone to Poland this week. He sent the vice president. He could be doing more. He's hiding out. He's leading from behind.
Faster.
Senator Markey jumped in early in the Attorney General's race by endorsing Andrea Campbell, while Shannon Liss Reardon continues to rack up the union endorsements in her campaign for the same office. So, Rob, what buys a bigger block of votes in the long run?
I mean, I think it's a wash between the two. They cancel each other out. This is a low interest race. Most voters are not going to focus on this race until late August, September. What matters is, do these endorsements turn into money raising? Can you advertise on TV? That's going to make the difference in this race when people are paying attention.
Marianne?
And Quentin Palfrey has activists, to be fair here. It only matters if you're running a good campaign. And the only person who's put all the pieces together is Andrea Campbell, who's picked up on the fundraising again, actually doing real events, actually going around the state and doing things unlike her race for mayor. Liss Reardon and Palfrey don't quite have the fundraising, don't have the pieces. So endorsements like this by anybody only matters if you're hitting on all the things that matter in a campaign.
So let's turn our attention to Republicans. On Beacon Hill, they're trying to convince Democrats and Governor Baker to suspend the state's 24 cents per gallon gas tax for 2 months. But it's being dismissed as a political gimmick. Who's right about this, Rob?
Well, you could call it a gimmick, but it's good politics because Democrats bear responsibility for this, most of the responsibility for this. And suspending the gas tax is a way to point that out. Inflation's up 7.9%, its highest in 40 years. Gasoline, 38% under President Biden. So Republicans have a leg to stand on here, but they didn't ask for a roll call vote. So how is that going to help them against Democratic candidates this fall if you don't have them on the record opposing a suspension of the gas tax? Dumb move.
Lazy, or they just forgot?
I don't know.
Interesting. But on the other hand, how much would people at home or the people at the gas pumps actually see if they did eliminate the 24 cents?
Wait. Rob's people screamed, stop buying oil from Russia. Do it now. And Biden and the Democrats absolutely did that. Now they're screaming, oh my God, gas prices are through the roof. Really? No kidding.
Well, listen,
so here's what we got to do. You got to increase OPEC production. You got to increase American oil company production. You got to decrease use, work from home, and use less of that. And at the same time, really ramp up electric vehicles and charging stations. That's the only way to do this, because if you take that gas tax out, you stop funding infrastructure, the bonds on transportation, and everything related to transportation. You're going to default on those? No.
Just remember, gas $5 a gallon. No politician has ever succeeded under that. Biden's in big trouble. And gas was up $1 before this Ukraine thing ever happened.
This is like Republicans who also voted against all the aid during COVID, then went home and had press conferences bragging that they did something about it. So good luck, people.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu is against it, but as she searches for a new school superintendent, rumblings for state receivership are getting louder. Is it too early to talk about a state takeover, Marianne?
Democratically elected Mayor Michelle Wu and the school committee in Boston, and this should be true everywhere, is responsible for upgrading the Boston public schools or their local school system. That is democracy. Name one school system that has been in receivership, I'm looking at you, Springfield, and others, that are better off. They're not. They barely last a year, and it's usually by private companies. Democracy demands its elected officials and representatives to do their job, and everyone needs to do a better job. My money's on Michelle Wu in this one.
Rob?
I think it's worked somewhat in Lawrence, and the problem in Boston is you've had four superintendents in 6 years. That is crazy turnover. The unions have a stranglehold on the schools in Boston. 1/3 of Boston schools are in the lowest 10% in the state. I think the Pioneer Institute has a good idea here, and if a receiver could come in and break those union strictures on the Boston schools, it would be helpful.
There's
and it's
been a
not
lot of
going well right
instability.
now.
There's
It's
been
not
a lot of
going well right
instability.
now.
But that's on the mayors. That's on the mayors.
Meanwhile, Mayor Wu is getting another $500 million in federal COVID funding. This time, however, it is not tied to specific programs. The money has to be spent wisely since it's only a one-time, non-recurring cash infusion. She promised a lot when she ran for office. So what's your advice to her? Where should the money go? You know what she wants. Is she on the right path?
I think she is. She needs to put it in better housing, more housing, better transportation, more on climate, better education. All those four things are inextricably linked, and they also augur to the economy. If she does that, that is a generational, transformational thing for the people who live in Boston, and I have no doubt that's exactly what she's going to do. It's a compounding effect.
One-time infusion, are those the right places to put the money, Rob?
Definitely one-time infusion. The problem is that Mayor Wu is putting some of it into things like, hey, let's make buses free. Nobody has to pay anymore. Programs that once you make something free, it's never going to stop. It's going to get built into the base of spending going forward. And this free money is not free. It's coming out of us in higher taxes. It's coming out of our kids in terms of federal debt.